Dashcam footage may seem like an insignificant addition to the car, as all it does is capture the world around you while driving. The footage is often hours of the same old tedious traffic and surroundings, as interesting things occur quite rarely on the roads. But sometimes the cameras prove to be your lucky charm, especially if you love to see unimaginable events unfold out of the blue. In today's video, we'll be showing you guys from incredulous things captured by the dashcams on various cars around the world. But before we get started, be sure to click the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more amazing content. Let's begin. Magic Box. This might as well be our package falling from the truck. We've been waiting on that last order for a while now. But this one seems like a magic box. As you can see, it falls from the truck and then bounces back in exactly the right place. That's quite an unlikely occurrence, to be honest. We're curious to know whether the box reached its destination or not. The footage captured by the dashcam of the car behind this truck went viral as people were super confused to see this styrofoam box hop back in the vehicle. People had all kinds of theories about this one. Some thought it was because of the slipstream behind the truck, which is basically an area of vacuum behind fast-moving vehicles that sucked the package back into the truck. Well, natural forces managed to keep this box from getting lost on the highway, but it's definitely not strong enough to keep all the stuff from falling and being lost, so the truck should really just get some doors. If this package was heavier, it wouldn't find its way back to the truck and would be left behind on the road. This can truly be considered the worst delivery truck with a driver who doesn't care about getting stuff safely to the customers. Emergency landing. Did you know that commercial pilots are given aerobatics lessons to help them maneuver the plane easily in difficult situations? And we're glad it happens, because these lessons are probably what helped this pilot carry out an emergency landing of the plane on an interstate highway while the traffic on both ends was flowing. The pilot, named Craig, had no idea he'd have to land on Minnesota's 35W freeway when he got into the cockpit, but that's where he ended up. The state officials filmed the entire incident and shared the video of the emergency landing with the public. You can see the plane barely dodges two vehicles while it lands. It's impressive how the pilot safely landed without causing any damage to the surrounding traffic. A spokesperson from the Experimental Aircraft Association informed the press that the pilot was an expert in his craft. He was a competitive aerobatic pilot and had even represented the US in international competitions. So landing the plane on the freeway was basically a piece of cake for this pro pilot. We're glad it was him and not some rookie though. Lightning strikes. This police officer from Mississippi probably thanks the heavens every single day for helping him dodge this insane lightning bolt and saving his life. Sergeant Mark Rodriguez was on his way to his cruiser on a bad weather day, just driving straight on the road ahead. The weather was stormy and he did expect some thunder and maybe rain, but what he didn't expect was for lightning to strike the road right in front of him. It was just a few meters ahead, and his mobile dashcam captured the blinding flash exploding in front of the vehicle while it drove across a bridge in Jackson County. He was pretty fortunate because it could have easily hit his car instead of the road. During such weather, everything is at the risk of being hit by lightning: trees, houses, even people. But car companies have thought this through, and the good news is that the outer metal shell of hard-topped metal cars is designed to protect passengers if the car gets struck. Now, the vehicle might be able to save people inside, but the vehicle itself suffers a lot of damage, which is mostly irreversible. The antenna, tyres, windshield and electrical system are most adversely affected by lightning in all cases. Creepy creature crossing the road. Initially, it seems like a large animal is speeding across the road, but the reality is a bit different. When the footage first hit the internet, people assumed it's just a deer or a fox, a dog or a cat or even a squirrel. But if you look closely, it's none of those things. This unknown creature was captured by the camera on a highway in the UK. It looks like a weird humanoid creature walking on all fours, sprinting across the highway. If you play the video, you'll also think it's just an animal, but looking at the still frames, the creature has a human-like body. Some said the video was fake, but the paranormal investigators disproved this theory after checking with the local authorities who was responsible for the cameras in that area. The fact is, this footage is genuine. We have to ask, is this some animal-human hybrid prototype that managed to escape from a secret experimenting facility? What are your thoughts on this? Juggling test. This is one-of-a-kind dashcam footage from the stop on the highway. The police were not expecting to see this man named Blake Puckett, who is a junior at the University of Central Arkansas, doing something so out of the box. He was driving pretty slow one night outside the campus and caught the attention of a patrol officer who pulled him over. According to Blake, his car had a broken tail light and that's why he was driving so slow. The officer ruled out the possibility of being drunk, but something else caught their attention. On the rear end of his car was a license plate that said "Juggler." So instead of using the conventional method of judging his sobriety, they watched him perform his juggling act as he tried proving he was sober. The officer was quite entertained by this amazing performance. He said this was the first time he came across such a situation at the traffic stop. Well, we'd like to see some interesting performances on the road too, don't you guys agree? Bear Joyride. This poor bear got caught in a difficult situation near Lake Tahoe, but lucky for him, an officer was there to help him out. This deputy sheriff from California is seen smashing the window of an SUV to assist the bear trapped inside it. We can't say for sure how it got into this situation. To begin with, most people assume he got inside the car hoping to find food and then got locked in. Or maybe he was just hoping someone would drive him around for a bit, buy him a burger, and then drop him off. The sheriff posted a video of this bear escaping after the window was broken. Since the huge creature had no idea how to behave inside a vehicle, he destroyed the interior to the point the doors were just unable to unlock. So breaking the window was probably the safest way to get it out. Hats off to this brave officer for getting so close to a wild beast and helping it out. Dashcam cash grab. According to the authorities, $175,000 just ended up flying on the Atlantic Interstate not too long ago. It's no secret everyone who saw this money whizzing away wanted to get a share of it. As you can see in the dashcam footage, how people started pulling up on the side of the road once they saw that the door to an armoured truck had flown open and cash was pouring out of it. This happened in Dunwoody, Atlanta, and you can witness how drivers are getting out of their cars and doing everything they can to get hold of the money. More than 15 cars pulled over to take advantage of the situation. The drivers of the truck showering money on the road complained that the side door wasn't properly locked. Most of the money was lost to opportunistic passers-by who took every single bill they could get their hands on. The driver and the security crew did manage to gather a few hundred leftover dollars, but by the time they'd backed up, around $200,000 were already lost. Though the police requested people to safely return the money, less than $5,000 were returned to them. We'd like to come across money raining on the highway too someday. The Chelyabinsk meteor. Almost as bright as the sun, this burning hot rock from space plummeted across the sky at an incredibly high speed of 12 miles per second. The Chelyabinsk meteor was a small asteroid that assumingly broke up over the Russian city called Chelyabinsk in February 2013. But once it was analysed, scientists realised that this asteroid wasn't as small as they thought it was. It was almost the size of a 6-story building. The meteor was so bright, some scientists are of the view that it might have momentarily been brighter than the sun itself, and was accompanied by a sound so loud people thought a nuclear explosion had occurred in the vicinity. Even the monitoring devices in Antarctica detected it. After impact, the rock exploded with massive energy equaling around 500 kilotons of TNT. Hundreds of windows were shattered in the nearby apartment building, and a factory roof collapsed as a result. Desert Dirt Trail Ghost. Outside the city of Tabuk, located in Saudi Arabia, the dashcam of this car filmed a very disturbing scene. These law enforcement officials were driving in the desert in the middle of the night, investigating reports of some strange, seemingly paranormal activity occurring in a faraway part of the desert. Turns out the reports were probably true, because this thing captured on the camera frightened the lives out of them. People encountering this white glow thing assumed it's a supernatural entity called a jinn. The Muslim population worldwide believes in their existence, and according to them they resemble humans and live amongst us, but are from a different realm. Jinn lore says they're 90% spirits and 10% flesh, and live a social and communal life quite closely resembling that of humans. You can see in the footage that the thing is moving towards the vehicle, but then it just vanishes into the darkness. Jinns are famous for having some supernatural abilities like flying and shape-shifting. That's probably why the Saudi Arabian government started an anti-witchcraft society to educate people about ghosts, apparitions and sorcery. Serial Splasher. This van driver from Ottawa, Canada has been facing some trouble with law enforcement for committing a serial crime. Though he's no Ted Bundy, he does ruin people's days by splashing pedestrians with his vehicle. This van has actually been filmed by many different people while committing this notorious act of public annoyance. We understand that it seems fun and we'd like to do it once in a while too, but we only think about it. This guy had the nerve to actually do it. In this 45-second clip from a rear dashcam, you can see the driver swerves towards the curb at least 3 times just to splash water on the pedestrians. Because the company logo was visible on the van, the company took the initiative of firing the mean driver after this video went viral. They also publicly apologized on social media. Clowning around. This one has creepy and crime written all over it. Police in Wisconsin responded to reports of people dressed as scary-looking clowns who were chasing cars at dawn. But officers had to be dispatched on a Friday when a reported clown-chased vehicles came in before sunrise. The officers found 2 men, aged 20 and 29, who were involved in this. A 26-year-old woman was also found in a vehicle close by who was driving these men around. Police shared the footage of the officers stopping these guys on Appleton Road. While no charges were filed against the perpetrators for clowning around, the 29-year-old man and 26-year-old woman were charged for child neglect as they left their 4-year-old child at home alone while they annoyed and pranked people during these early hours of the morning. Alpaca escape. This is what we call a llama drama. The 2 llamas you see in the footage were on the loose in an Arizona retirement community after escaping their owner. 1 black and 1 white llama can be seen dodging cars and crossing roads while scaring people around them. After this insane video of these animals went viral, they even got their own Twitter account. These adorable but fast animals were running around when the team of SUVs from the local sheriff's office tried coercing them away from the road, but were unable to stop them. The pair made it to the national news and had the internet rooting for them. They avoided being captured by the authorities and many local citizens, and all this was captured on camera. Luckily, they were caught by 3 onlookers who safely returned them to their owner. Mountain maintenance. In the Rocky Mountains of the western United States, there's a Glacier National Park situated in Montana, and this is footage of a road that's been the first to get registered under this many categories. National Historic Place, National Historic Landmark, and Historic Civil Engineering Landmark are the 3 titles it proudly boasts. It's one of the most difficult roads in North America, and its maintenance is not a piece of cake. Snow plowing on this road requires extra time, effort, and resources. On a regular snow day, up to 80 feet of snow can cover the Logan Pass, and even more accumulates a little bit east of the pass. This is considered the deepest snowfield and is often called the Big Drift. It takes a minimum of 10 weeks to plow this road, even with the fastest and most efficient equipment. But the snowplow crew here expertly managed to plow 500 meters of this road daily, but they do face the problem of having to re-plow many sections if the weather gets worse. Creepy businessman. You might have come across this footage as it freaked out the internet. In this video, you can witness a road at nighttime as the car drives along this never-ending path. The only lights you can see are the headlights of the car, while the area around is pitch black. Then, out of nowhere, you could see a bunch of people dressed in black suits in front. They're carrying briefcases and a black stick with them. When the vehicle gets closer to them, they start running. And up ahead, you can see more people dressed similarly, looking eerily unnatural among the shrubs. These people were moving quite strangely as they looked up at the horizon. You can see a person holding a flare behind them. It stood out because it shone alone in the darkness. The last part of the footage shows a person wearing a red mask on his face and has some kind of antlers. With the satanic red light and these businessmen ghosts, it seems like a demon rising from the opposite side of the road, and the people in the suits seem to be going towards it. You might assume it's some kind of eccentric performance or maybe adult ritual, but in the darkness of the night on a road where you can't see a single car for miles, this sight is bound to give anyone goosebumps. We're amazed the driver didn't just hit the gas and drive like a madman until he reached civilization. But as it turns out, there's a pretty logical explanation for all this. This is a creation of one very popular rock band, and the footage was actually posted on their official Instagram account. The British band Radiohead is responsible for all of this. The video that went viral lacks the music score, while the actual video has the band's song called Tinker Tailor Soldier Sailor Rich Man Poor Man Beggar Man Thief playing in the background. Well, whatever they say, without the music this video is scary enough to give us nightmares for a month. Alien abductions. This is probably the most bizarre one on today's list. In this dashcam footage from a police car, you can see the officer approaching a car and asking the driver some questions. Seems like a normal late-night security pull-up, but wait till you see what happens next. A bright light suddenly appears from behind and the officer just vanished into thin air. According to the driver of the pulled-up car, he just reached in to take out his license and registration when he saw a blinding bright light at a distance and suddenly the officer just disappeared. The driver got frightened and called the authorities from his mobile phone, but obviously no one believed him until this video from the dashcam was released. No one could comprehend what happened here. Some people think it was an alien abduction, but some also thought it was fake. We're not sure which of these theories we want to be true. So that was all about some unbelievable things caught on dashcams. Which ones freaked you out the most? Do tell us in the comments. We'll be looking forward to your feedback. Have a great day, guys. See you all next time.